Welcome back to Seen It Before, where we are probably going to say something stupid about your favorite movie. Because we've seen it all before.
We're not doing movie drunks anymore, Danny.
You're right.
You sounded very drunk there for a second.
I think my favorite memory about movie drunks was when we were doing the commentaries.
Yes.
And for some reason, someone brought up if you had to fuck any animal, what would it be? And I chose dolphin.
That's
remember?
right.
Remember that?
I do remember that.
You remember my reason?
No.
Because dolphins like to rape people, so I want to give it a taste of its own medicine.
I'm gonna cut this out.
No, keep it in. It's great. Anyway, so this is our roundup episode for the end of the year for 2022.
From what, July to now?
Yeah,
like
we did one like halfway through the year for season 4, so now we're doing one for season 5.
Yeah. So we're gonna do 3 or 4 different movies, and
there's gonna be 2 technically. That's not a TV show or a movie.
And then one is a TV show because Danny needs to talk about Star Wars.
Yes.
Wow,
spoilers.
Spoilers.
What's the only Star Wars TV show that came out that was good this year?
we'll talk about that in a little bit. But so July to now, we are going to try to just round up the rest of the year as we just mentioned. Let's just get right to it. All right, so we just mentioned Star Wars there for a second, so let's get right into Andor, a review of the series, a quick little review of the series. Let me just start my timer so I can keep us on track here.
We tend to go off track.
We tend to go way off track. All right. So, Danny, you love this show.
I think it's the best. Yeah, I think it's the best live-action Star Wars show that we have right now. And that's saying something because Mandalorian exists.
I love the Mandalorian.
Mandalorian is great, but it's so kind of like, it feels cheap, if that makes sense. I think, I didn't realize, but the volume really, really kind of comes through, like how it's shot. So it just kind of looks fake. So subconsciously, you know what I mean?
That weird. It's the weird green screen thing they do. It's not even green screen. It's
Well, it's the volume. It's just a big projector screen.
Oh, that's what
it changes the environment based on the camera angle.
Yeah.
So that's it. So it looks like you're in a real environment. And at the time, I'm like, oh, that's a really cool invention and it looks real. But once you see Andor, where they actually shot it on real sets, there's just no comparison. This TV show Andor is so well put together production wise that it just looks better than Obi-Wan and The Mandalorian. You know what I mean?
That's the one thing I will give it credit for. It looked stunning, beautiful. Everything looked great. Even the Coruscant stuff, which I know is just green screen and stuff like that. It still looked really good because they had actual sets too.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, they did have actual sets in Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett, but
here and there though, it wasn't
yeah.
You know,
exactly.
This show's entirely physically made, you know, and that just, I don't know. I didn't think it meant that much, but it really does. It really pulls you in. And then, all this production stuff is to support the story. And I'll say, this is one of the best kind of he says that it's a slow burn. I'll give you that.
I love slow burn shows too.
No, you don't. Everything you complain about, every movie you complain, the pacing's not fast enough.
Mindhunter.
Yeah, that's a great show.
I love the show. I love it.
That's well, you're also a true crime nut. So
exactly. That's fair.
You know, I think okay.
But Andor, I liked one arc in this show. One arc, and that was the Andy Serkis prison escape arc. I loved that arc.
That's probably my favorite.
Really well done.
Yeah.
But everything else, what's that person's name who's on Coruscant? The crazy
Mon Mothma?
No, the other one.
The crazy one.
The blonde one.
The blonde. Oh, I don't know. Dina something. So you're talking about the Imperial
She was the
officer.
worst part of the show. I hate her character. It made no. I don't know.
What do you mean?
It made no sense, or if I just wasn't paying attention because I couldn't focus with this show. But I don't know what it was, man. I thought her.
I didn't think she was that bad. She's definitely not the main thing drawing me in. But honestly, Andor isn't even the.
Oh, I didn't even care.
He's not even really an entity in my mind for this show. It's interesting to see him do I care a little bit about his story, but and Disney does this a lot with what they're doing a lot with their TV shows and movies now. They're trying to do 2 different things at once. Obi-Wan was, of course, the Obi-Wan show, but also an Inquisitor show.
So it's like an A and an A2 plot type of thing is what you're trying to say?
Yeah, like, so Andor's like a little bit about Andor, but mostly about the building of the rebellion, in which I think that's the part I'm really interested in. And we're seeing it through Andor's eyes, sort of.
I wish we saw more of that. We didn't see enough of building the rebellion. We saw more of building the empire and then how they are at their height. But it was just, it didn't stand out to me as a real factor in the show that like made me want to keep watching.
Really? I don't know, man.
Didn't, until the prison arc. Like, that was really cool.
So it took you 10 episodes to get
into it? It took me 10 episodes to get into the goddamn
Jesus,
show,
man.
Like, and then the last two episodes kind of just pissed me off because the very last episode, I know it's supposed to be suspenseful. I know it's supposed to really drag you in and keep you interested.
I got goosebumps. I got chills when fucking Marva was like saying her speech.
It was that. See, the speech was good. It went on way too fucking long. It was like 9 minutes, dude. It went on for 9 fucking minutes. That's bullshit. It should not
You're saying
go
like
on
legit
that long.
9 minutes? Like the speech was 9 minutes long?
Not necessarily the speech, but everything that happened with that scene.
Oh, the build-up?
Took like 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, I get that. No, I like that. I don't know. Okay, so like maybe it would have been more impactful for like to have that big rebellion like massacre or whatever at the end of the season, as that's the only thing. But like, we get kind of something like that on Ferrix in the 3rd episode. Yeah. So they kind of like blow their load a little early. But like, I also like how this show, I like how this show is kind of like split up into different arcs. We have like 3 episode arcs.
It's a Clone Wars thing.
Yeah.
That was a cool idea. But
and like, I don't know. I do think, you know, it's a little rough around the edges because like the plot line with his sister, he's looking for his sister. That's how this whole shit starts for him, and then it just kind of doesn't loop back.
Yeah, it's like,
you know?
so maybe season 2 will go into that a little more.
Yeah,
but season 2 is supposed to be a lot faster, and I'm like, okay, cool. Like, we're in it now. We're gonna find Alan Tudyk's character, whatever his name is.
Hopefully, yeah, that'd be cool.
What's the
K2SO?
K2SO. Jesus Christ. I am very excited to get more K2SO. He's my favorite Jordan. Yeah. He is my favorite.
Yeah. So, I mean, and like, I think people overwrite or overlook Rogue One because like, I looking back on it, I think it's the most solid Disney Star Wars movie. You know what I mean?
It was the first like other Disney movie that they made after Disney acquired it, besides, you know, Force Awakens.
Yeah.
So,
like at the time I liked Force Awakens way more because I'm like, oh, this is like the main thing that we're doing right here. And then
we don't need to get into that.
But yeah, I think this is a nice kind of callback to the, you know, I feel like there's a lot more care put into the show just based on just attention to detail in like I feel like they care more about telling this story instead of like Obi-Wan.
So, and I also, again, I couldn't get into remember characters' names. So, like, who's the guy that owned the shop in Coruscant? What's his name?
Luthen,
yes. There's a rumor, or I heard this.
There's a really cool thing about him.
Yeah, the thing that he's, you know, Star Killer. That thing?
Oh, I didn't hear that.
You haven't heard that one?
I heard that he's kind of like an old, or like a retired Sith or Jedi. And like, you know how there's that one scene where he's getting interrogated by Saw Gerrera towards the end, and they pull up like his like weird looking, like it looks like a big lightsaber hilt. He's like, give it back or take it, or, you know, destroy it or whatever. Yeah. So like people are saying that's his lightsaber, you know, that he doesn't use. And like, so he seems to know a lot about, you know, the behind the scenes stuff, just kind of in general. So,
see, I mean,
I'm interested.
It would make sense that he's Star Killer because this takes place in the middle of, like, you know, the rise of the Empire. Yeah, Star Killer's younger. It would make sense for him to be that, unless they totally, like, you know, redo his story and everything, because Disney can do that.
I mean, that's what they're doing with Revan, I hear. I think they're going to try to put him in High Republic era or something. Yeah, but there's something else to Luthen, because he, you know, he's got a Sith or a Jedi holocron or whatever in his display thing. Yeah, and it's like, I'm not sure if he knows that it's like a thing, you know. He might just think it's an antique or whatever.
Well, there's a lot to look forward to with Andor season 2, whenever it comes out. It hasn't even started filming yet, so as of recording here.
But like, I'm just excited. I'm actually excited about a Star Wars property. You know, the only other thing that really got me this like excited, baby, Mandalore season 3 or Mandalorian season 3, and Tales of the Jedi was a great surprise out of nowhere.
I haven't gotten to that one yet. I've heard it was good.
It's so good, dude. Yeah. Like, you know, they do more they do more in like 15 minutes than like an entire trilogy did.
That's crazy.
You know, it's fucking insane. But you know, that's the power of Dave Filoni, I guess. You know, but I don't want to put too many eggs in his basket because he's done Book of Boba Fett, and he's kind of like burned us a few times. So,
well, we also, I mean, coming out during Mando season 3 is going to be Jedi Survivor, so maybe stuff is going to loop in.
I'm so excited for that game,
know,
dude.
Man.
I'm so excited. You know, as everyone knows, that Fallen Order is my favorite video game of all time. I've played it at least 6
times. The Last of Us is mine, and we get that show.
We're gonna
too. So
I mean, that might be something I might get in because I've never been like into it. I tried to play the game, like okay, and then I tried to watch it, like all the cutscenes as a movie. Mm-hmm. So maybe the show will like get me into it or something.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we've gone well over on for 8 minutes, but let's move on to Prey, because that is our next movie we're going to talk about. So that's the first one in this roundup movie era of everything. The only things I really remember from this movie was the scenery. It was shot on location as well. It looked beautiful, stunning. Everything about it was really well done, even the costume design. Predator was brutal. I remember, was he attacking a bear at one point?
Yeah, he like skins a bear in front of the main girl. I forgot her name.
That was freaking wild. It was wild.
I thought it was a very interesting and really cool place to bring the Predator franchise to, like the first time they land on Earth.
Yeah,
and they're fighting Native Americans. Like,
yeah,
crazy idea, but it works because it's like because in the first movie, Arnold has to like literally go back to his base elements. Like building or like literally like grinding up or whittling a stick and like getting like weapons, using booby traps and stuff. That's what Native Americans at the time they just did, to hunt and everything.
Right.
So it's like literally going back to primal times.
They even like had the language stuff and everything too from the time. That was really cool to see as well. Like
there's actually a cut
representation and everything.
There's a cut of the movie that's entirely in, I forgot, is it Navajo or whatever the language they're speaking. Comanche.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really cool and like obviously more care put into it.
Yeah, and it's Dan Trachtenberg that directed it, and I love most of his stuff.
He's a little underrated. Like, he did 10 Cloverfield Lane. Nobody really talks about him as part of that movie.
He did the premiere of The Boys.
Really?
Yes. He did the first episode of that.
Yeah.
Black Mirror, like all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, he's kind of
up and coming.
Yeah.
He hasn't done too many movies yet.
He's kind of like a Mike Flanagan, but like for regular movies instead of just horror,
Yes. He's got some stuff coming up. It looks like nothing I can necessarily know about, but it's some original stories. So that's cool to see as well.
Yeah, I mean, like we definitely need more. This is a franchise movie, but we need more kind of like sensibility of original ideas. That's why I like 10 Cloverfield Lane because like for all its faults, like the Cloverfield franchise, what they do is they take spec scripts that have nothing to do with Cloverfield, and then they just kind of alter them a little bit.
Yep.
So you'll see it'll be like a side story in the Cloverfield universe after the fact. So it works sometimes, and then sometimes it doesn't. But I think that like Dan Trachtenberg, he's kind of like tiptoeing the line between franchise and original story at the same time because this movie Prey is such a weird idea, that we wouldn't really see like. If it were like another director, like what Shane Black did in 2019, he did The Predator.
That's right.
It was just more big army guys going after a predator,
It's just like looping back to Star Wars here for a second, getting away from the Skywalker saga and everything.
Yeah.
It's a good thing to get away from these things sometimes. There's a bigger universe that you can explore and all that stuff.
Oh, actually, Andor is the first thing to not have any lightsaber in it, right?
Well, I mean, if we count the lightsaber hilt that we might have seen,
maybe
that might count, but like it's not.
Maybe
it's not prevalent enough.
Yeah, so. Yeah. I don't think the story itself is too unique. I think it's definitely more of like the atmosphere and the fact that it's a Predator movie that makes it interesting. Because I could see it coming where like she's the hunter or she wants to be the hunter and then she turns out to be the best hunter out of all of them, But like I like for the first one of the first times I've actually noticed this. She's not perfect from the start, and that's all I wanted. You know what I mean? Where she falls off the tree, she bumps her head and she has to get humiliated and taken back to camp by her brother. Mm-hmm. I'm like, so she has a flaw. And that's great. And then she overcomes
that's the problem with some of the Marvel stuff they got going on right now. Like, they don't have flaws.
Yeah, like, I talk about Captain Marvel, but
I guess Shuri kind of has some too, with like her dealing with the.
Shuri's dealing with grief. I think
she's got that.
That's an interesting kind of backdoor. But I don't mind her too much. But Riri Williams is perfect. She's just,
as of now, we gotta wait.
She's automatically just Tony Stark level intelligence.
Yeah.
And whatever, it's fine. If they, I don't know.
We'll wait for the show.
I really stopped caring about super good quality for Marvel. I watched a video essay where they're just like, the reason Marvel's successful is because they get on base. They just make an okay enough movie, and then they tease you for the next thing.
Unless it's No Way Home.
Even that, looking back at it, it's they do a serviceable job. They do a better job than what they had been doing, but it's still not like it's not like Captain America Winter Soldier level, or like.
Yeah, I can't listen to this.
Please stand by.
Anyway, we won't talk about Marvel. We won't talk about it.
Don't talk about Spider-Man like that.
Jeez,
you don't talk about Spider-Man.
I liked the movie. I bought it on 4K. That means I like it.
Anyway, but Prey, overall, really good movie. I'd say it's probably like a good. It's like a 7.5, a 75.
Yeah, it might be in my top 10. I forget. But no, the thing that kind of makes me mad about this movie is that, like, because The Predator did so bad and because of the pandemic, they just kind of shuffled this one onto Hulu.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's a little unfair because this one could have done numbers. It's a Predator. It's a decently successful franchise, a decently good movie. It could have done numbers. It was an interesting idea for the very least.
Yeah. You don't know what you gave it? You don't remember what you gave it, like, out of 100?
No. I do not remember.
Okay, well, that's fine.
I'd say I agree with you. It's like a 75, 80.
All right. Well, let's move on to let's move on to Barbarian.
Barbarian. Very interesting movie.
I recently just saw this one for the first time, and dude, it kept me on the edge of my seat the whole time. Like, it was that good. I was like, what the fuck is going to happen? Because, like, oh my God, Bill Skarsgård gets his head fucking bashed in. Talk about that. I was like, oh.
I was the whole movie, I was waiting for him to somehow be the bad guy.
Yeah.
But because he
set him up that way really well.
Yeah. And like, it's even weirder that this movie's made by one of the whitest kids guys.
Is it?
Yeah. His name's Zach.
Oh my God.
He's the one who always play all the girls in it.
Yeah.
He comes out with this, it's a really good, like, I think it might be my favorite horror movie of the year.
It's like Jordan Peele level shit. Like, my God.
I guess just comedians, are just.
They got a dark side.
They just know how to do horror. I don't know.
I guess so.
It's weird. But yeah, like, so the whole movie is like, it's what? She goes to like this abandoned.
It's an Airbnb.
Is the Airbnb in like an abandoned area in Chicago? Detroit. And it's like, yeah, so you can't tell how run down the entire block is because she goes there at night.
And you're thinking like, oh, it's a really bad neighborhood. It's like got gang violence. It's got all that kind of stuff.
But like the house looked pretty nice,
Yeah, even one point, some dude that looks like a homeless guy starts chasing her into a house, and then you think, oh God, this part of town sucks. This part it's all awful. And then you find out later, oh, he was just trying to save her from going back in there.
There's some weird shit going on in the basement, bro. But like, yeah,
Mother.
Oh, that's her name, Mother?
The mother, whatever.
It's gross.
Dude.
Yeah. She looked like a goblin. But yeah, I thought it was very interesting, especially because like most people, I know a lot of people I talked to about this movie, they didn't like the whole, like, it cuts from the girl and Bill Skarsgård's story right to Justin Long's story.
I liked
in the middle of it.
I didn't mind it.
I liked it. I thought it was a cool. I'm like, so he's dead. Or we're gonna do something else.
And now Justin Long is here, and he's.
And I got like, and I'm not.
He's a Harvey Weinstein character.
Yeah,
yeah.
But if you have you seen Tusk?
I have not.
Yeah. Okay. So that movie is so traumatizing to me, and I guess a lot of people on TikTok, where they're just like if they instantly see him in a movie, like a horror movie, they're just like, yeah, this is going to be the most fucked up horror movie I've seen in a while. Oh. He just has that look or whatever. Because that, like, I don't know. It's so outlandish, like Tusk is, but he gets turned into a walrus and, like, kept as a pet.
He is the walrus.
Yes. That. Oh my God. That's probably how Kevin Smith came up with that idea. He was just like probably just smoking a joint like on his bed, and he's just like, let's listen to "I Am the Walrus." Like, oh, dude. Yeah. But yeah.
Wild.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Justin Long. He does a really good job being a complete scumbag in this movie.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to reach
the state while he's being investigated and everything.
Yeah.
Goes to his property, which happens to be that rundown property in Detroit.
Yeah. And I love how like the whole like, I guess the commentary on like how it's just like this guy is such an asshole. You know, he gentrified the area, so it's like a commentary on gentrification, and like it's a commentary on like men abusing women, because like, you know, she's because like I watched this essay where like the mother is a product of just abuse, like generations of abuse, you know, like like because her dad. Or dad, or whatever, is the rapist killer that they do a flashback to show him.
And apparently, there's generations of that.
Yeah, so
in the making. I'm just like, oh my
she's
God.
the victim to start out with, and then she becomes the victimizer, or towards the end, because she's just a product of, you know, it's just a vicious cycle. And then it's how you know, Justin Long, like the Hollywood types, the elites, they contribute to that, and they're, you know, they don't even have to be in the same vicinity, you know, like, you know, like that's. It's a really interesting, like, you know, what he's saying, you know?
Yeah.
And like it doesn't actually get in the way like most messages, you know, political commentaries do, I think, in a lot of other movies.
It just works so well with the story, and it just kind of blends in, but it is there.
Yeah.
And those are the good stories. Those are the really good stories.
Yeah.
They don't kind of like linger on it too much.
Because it's like, it's layered correctly. Like there's the layer of, it's just a really good horror movie, suspenseful, you know, different camera angles, you know, the score and the silence and the sound effects and stuff, the acting.
Sound of silence.
Wouldn't it be funny if they actually just like start playing that?
Second music reference I made in this one.
But then on the second level, you look into it, then it's like, oh, that's what he's trying to say. And then even deeper, you can go into like, you know, it's like spiritual and shit. But
yeah, like
yeah,
like
I gave this movie, I think 4.5 stars.
Hold on, I want to talk about the end when he just fucking throws the woman off the fucking water tower.
Well, that's cool, because it's like the whole movie. You're like, oh, so he's gonna, you know, this elite douchebag is gonna finally learn his lesson. He's gonna overcome and get a redemption arc. No, he's gonna be a complete douchebag to the end. You know, throws her off the water tower. I don't know how she didn't die, but, you know.
She landed on the mother.
You know, she must be a really soft mother. I don't know.
Hey, she's got the soft breasts.
I mean, they are.
And then that woman ends up killing the mother. And then she lets her.
And I don't look at it as like killing her, like for her self-defense. I look kind of putting her out of her misery, you know?
Yeah, you know, that's really looking at it.
Her life is just, you know, literally in a fucking basement cave, you know? So.
Oh, yeah, this movie was fantastic. I loved this movie. It's probably like a solid 88 for me. I loved it.
I gave it 4.5 stars, and I liked it. Well. Yeah. So, like, I'd definitely watch it again.
Yeah, I gotta watch it again. See all those deeper layered meanings, as you mentioned. All right, Violent Night.
Yeah.
Violent Night. We were going to do this one as its own episode, but we decided not to because we also just didn't have time.
Yeah. Our schedule gets, you know.
It's a bitch.
All messed up. Yeah.
So, this movie was way more violent than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Like, I thought I should have realized it was R and it was going to be more of a bloodfest, but I was thinking like, oh, it's not going to be that bad. And then, you know, someone gets fucking put through a snowblower.
Yeah. So he gets stabbed in the eye with like a Christmas ornament.
With a Christmas
and it gets turned on.
And the fucking star thrown at him. Like, what is this?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's basically Die Hard as in a family, upper wealthy class home.
Yeah. It's like it's Home Alone meets Die Hard, I guess.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, I liked it because it's like there was a big kind of like trend in like the 90s after Die Hard came out. It would just be like movie execs would just like pitch ideas for movies. It'd be, oh, it's Die Hard, but it's Die Hard with this, you know? Like Speed is Die Hard on a bus. Air Force One is Die Hard on a plane with the president. You know, stuff like that.
I actually never saw that one.
Paul Blart Mall Cop is
Die Hard in the Mall.
Die Hard in the Mall. So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's this is like continuing that trend. It's like, what if we did Die Hard with Christmas and Santa? You know? But
Actually made it a Christmas movie.
yeah, it's
Although
it's very enjoyable.
a Christmas movie. So this movie, David Harbour is Santa.
Santa.
As Santa. It starts off with him just in a bar, just drinking.
Yeah.
And he's like, "This is gonna be the last Christmas. I'm done with this shit."
I mean, so I like that they kind of took the effort to give him an arc,
Yeah.
you know, or like they gave a couple people arcs in this. And they didn't have to. Like, it could have just been a schlocky, just dumb.
They gave the parents an
action
arc,
movie.
so they got back together. They gave the kid an arc, obviously, because she's home alone.
And like an interesting
John
one.
Leguizamo.
Yeah, well, he's just, I fucking hate Christmas. Santa beats his ass. Yeah. But even Santa, like, you know, unusually, like, doesn't have the Christmas spirit. And, like, that's kind of cool. Like, he is the Grinch.
Yes.
But he is Santa.
And then he also had that weird thing where he's like a Viking or a warrior of some sort.
Yeah, they gave him a backstory.
Like,
what the fuck? Like,
so somehow he became Santa, and that's probably like how they're going to set up a sequel to that somehow. And
that's fine.
that'd,
you know?
it'd be cool.
Yeah,
it would be cool.
The thing I like about this movie is it's refreshing because it just knows what it is.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like we're not prestige cinema here. We're not trying to do anything
It's a fun,
really.
It's like a straight up Halloween movie,
Yeah.
but at Christmas, it's the nightmare before
Yeah.
Christmas.
Like, what's his face? Oh, I think my favorite character was probably the daughter's boyfriend.
Oh, yeah.
Or is it husband? Morgan Steele. But because I recognize that guy, he's from. He had a pretty big year in 2008. He was in Never Back Down. Wait, is it called Never Back Down?
Maybe, I don't know.
It's a fighting like, you know, a bunch of college or high school kids are in like UFC or whatever.
Okay.
And he's like the villain of it. it's so dumb. You know, and like there's like a famous scene from it where like you know, he's fighting another guy, and he's like this big kind of like acrobatic. He's got like dreads and stuff, and he's like doing flips and shit. You know, like you're really putting on a good show, kind of like that Indiana Jones scene. Where the guy with the sword is going like this, you know? Yeah. And then he just one punches him. It just fucking knocks him out. He's like, yep, because it's a competition. He's like, yeah, we're all good, you know. So that was a really cool scene. But I like him. He can play like stupid, like over the top villain. He's also in Twilight too. He was a villain in that. Yeah. But yeah, like, but now I didn't know he could play fucking like just an idiot.
Yep.
It was so funny, you know?
Double twist right there. The
guard, the security guard.
security company or whatever they are,
knew
the extraction team.
Yeah,
They were bad as well.
I knew something was coming up with that because it's like, you know, they mentioned like, yeah, they're coming, and then like the robbers like didn't seem concerned at all.
The end of this movie was just wild. Like we saw the nose thing all the way through the movie, and then he finally gets it to work. And
Yeah.
just doing the stone in the chimney.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, is it?
I'm like, oh.
I'm thinking like, oh, is he gonna like? Because I didn't think he was gonna like. That was gonna happen.
Yeah,
I thought he was gonna
neither.
like, you know, transport him to the top of the chimney and then choke him out there or something.
Nope.
No, he just like the
Exploded.
magic doesn't work on humans, I guess.
Straight up exploded.
Just yeah.
And Santa came back to life because they believed in Christmas. You know, typical ending there. But
Yeah,
it was
I thought
good.
it was so much like Elf.
Yeah. See, like it's a mix of so many movies, and I love that. I was getting big Elf vibes from that part. 'Cause that's my favorite Christmas movie.
Yeah.
But
Go back to our Christmas episode of what, 2020?
something like that. Yeah, we were.
We were really drunk on
we
hot
were just
chocolate and
talking about-
vodka.
Yeah, the peppermint.
vodka,
and
was
hot
so
chocolate.
good.
Yep. Oh man, what a time.
You know, one of my favorite episodes from that kind of era is like when we did the Oscars retrospective.
God,
it was our longest episode at the time.
So long.
And it got like 6 listens or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, I love that one so much.
It was fun. It was a fun time talking about the Oscars, and this year might not be that fun with the Oscars.
Nah.
But I hate the Oscars.
You know, well, especially because like I'm hearing really good things about The Whale.
I'm really excited to see that. Yeah. So on to our final.
Well, a final two. Technically kind of one, but
Yeah. And then we'll get to our top 10 movies of the year.
yeah.
So, our final two are Werewolf by Night and the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. Oh, man. These.
I think one is definitely better than the other.
And it's Werewolf by Night.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Interesting. I think Werewolf by Night is a cool kind of one-off idea.
It's a good dive into the supernatural side of Marvel.
Right. I think if they go in that route, it's just too much, you know?
I
Or they
don't-
have to have kind of like a separate universe
Well, that's
inside the MCU, I think.
if they keep doing. Well, I mean, they're going to be getting darker anyway with Blade coming and with Deadpool 3 coming and all that
That would
stuff.
be interesting if Blade is like hunting.
So, like, they just show up in, like, the Blade movie or something.
Okay.
Yeah, like
That's better.
that could be pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then more special presentations. They could have some more supernatural ones, like a Halloween special every year type of deal.
Yeah.
Or something. I don't know.
I'm not tickled as much by Werewolf by Night as I am with the Guardian special. Maybe it's just because I know those characters way more and I like them more.
All right, well, let's start with Werewolf by Night. So, it's a pretty cool scenario. Like, it's like this Hunger Games style thing they got going on where they have to, like, find the monster or whatever and then defeat the monster, which is Ted, and we need more Ted in our lives. But I fucking love Ted.
Yeah. I didn't know because I might be committing sacrilege or whatever here.
man.
I didn't know who Man-Thing was.
I didn't either until I looked up
just-
its comic origins, and he's an actual
Yeah.
dude that gets turned into this thing. So, I mean,
Is he the copy or is Swamp Thing the copy?
you say Swamp Thing?
That's DC's version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you know how they go back like Aquaman and Namor
I
and
think it's Swamp Thing is the original.
that's the okay.
I think so.
Because I know Swamp Thing. I think
I
a
don't
little
know.
more than Man Thing.
That's just my guess. So because DC is technically older, and it would make sense if they did first.
Yeah,
But
like
they didn't.
So like I know like I think it tends to be that the more popular character is the copy because like Plastic Man came before Mr. Fantastic and Namor came before Aquaman.
Yeah.
But you know, like obviously Fantastic Four is way more popular than fucking Plastic Man.
True.
Who the fuck is that? You know? So I don't know. But I just thought it was interesting. It's kind of like just introducing I guess that area of Marvel.
Yeah,
that isn't
that's all I wanted it to do because like the Bloodstone thing was pretty cool too. Like, and then how they had the whole Wizard of Oz thing at the end, everything turned to color. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of shit going on in Marvel right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Goodbye Yellow Brick Road and the Ant-Man trailer too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird. I don't know what that's about, but if it's just coincidence or not, but it's cool and I like it.
I feel like Thor: Love and Thunder was kind of doing that too. I don't know what specifically, but I just got that vibe.
And I think with Werewolf by Night, that's more of a quality thing than a quantity thing. It's definitely a higher quality type of special.
And Michael Giacchino,
Michael Giacchino directed this one.
directorial debut, really cool.
He killed it.
Yeah.
Killed it. And I love his composing in most of these movies. No Way Home slaps. Here we go on Spider-Man again.
I loved it.
The score slaps.
Yeah. Well, the thing about Michael Giacchino and Hans Zimmer, and like all the modern day composers that are really famous right now, they don't exactly make music. If that makes sense, like Danny Elfman, he makes a melody and like a tune, like
Yeah.
But Hans Zimmer, literally does like da da,
Yeah.
It's two fucking notes, and like he makes kind of like sounds, you know what I mean? Like the score of Dunkirk is like ticking, like the clock. So and I'm not like
I get it. I don't.
I'm very like iffy on the term calling it a score. It sounds more just like a collection of sound effects that make up a soundscape. I think that would be like a better classification
I
of
feel
it.
like that's just the trend nowadays, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's just how it is now.
Yeah.
And Michael Giacchino and Hans Zimmer are definitely the forefront of that.
yes.
But like I like Ludwig is kind of like the in between of those. You know what I mean? Or like Mandalorian, like that's kind of like music. But then you also have like the like Boba Fett, like they're kind of like he's kind of inducing it. You know what I mean? It's hard to explain.
Yeah, I get you.
I can't. I'm trying to make music out of my mouth.
But yeah, the Facts Werewolf by Night.
Yeah.
The relationship between Man-Thing and what's the other dude's name? Oh, god damn it! What's the dude's name?
With the guy with the beard?
Yeah,
I don't know
the
his
main
name.
dude.
I saw it once.
Yeah, so did I. All right, well, the main dude and Ted, their relationship is really buddy-buddy, and I like that. And if they show up in Blade, it's going to be great. Even if they're getting hunted, it's going to be great.
Yeah. Well, Blade's kind of just, I don't know what the fuck's going on with that movie. It's kind of like The Flash.
It does have a director now, so that's good. All right, well, transitioning to Guardians Holiday Special. This one was very fun, very Christmassy, very Kevin Bacon-y. And yeah, I love that they just went with Kevin Bacon of all people. I love it.
Yeah.
Because Footloose and, Peter's obsessed with those movies from the 80s and everything, things he grew up with. And they get the new, or the old 72s or whatever they are to do the music and that or whatever.
Yep.
I think it's the old 72s. Is that their name?
Something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, I liked this. I thought I went a little long with the musical numbers.
Yeah.
Because there's two of them, and they're both like 10 minutes long.
Yeah, but
They were really able to James Gunn was really able to transition the
old
spotlight.
97s, that's the band.
Old 97s.
Anyway,
they were able to transition from the main characters that we usually follow in the Guardians movies, like Peter and Gamora. They're not. Well, Peter's there, but he's not the main character, and then Gamora's just not even around.
Well, yeah, I think they're
because of MCU.
She's in
timey-wimey shit.
Apparently, she's in like a different faction of the Ravagers, so that's what she's working with them now. Apparently,
okay.
At least at the beginning of Guardians 3, that's what it's going to be. So.
Cool. But but now this is a spotlight on Mantis and Drax.
Which is cool.
Because they're usually just the goofy side characters that don't get to do anything.
Yeah, and they had a good arc in the second Guardians of the Galaxy as well, which is when James Gunn actually wrote the holiday special. So he wrote
that long
it during
ago?
that. Yeah, he wrote it a long time ago.
But yeah, so they want to do something nice for Peter, and them being aliens, they don't understand, kidnapping laws. And shit, so
the song's like, we don't know what Christmas is, but it's Christmas time. That's the name of the song.
I like that. Yeah. It's like, they
had fun with it.
It's very much like, we're aliens, but we're doing Christmas.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize Peter was this, beloved, I guess, in the community, of the alien community of Nowhere.
They own Nowhere now, which is kind of interesting. Like, how did they get that from the Collector? Like, did they just buy it from him, or because the Collector's still alive too? So I mean,
he is?
He's confirmed to be alive. Yes. Why do you like this one so much more than Werewolf by Night?
I don't know why. I think it's just because I like these characters more. I got nothing other than that.
Fun. It was fun. It was a nice little thing.
I fell asleep in Werewolf by Night too. Pretty much right when it got really
Maybe you should
interesting.
watch Werewolf by Night again.
Yeah.
I heard a theory about why he's kind of growing like this, and he doesn't look like his father, former Groot, or whatever you want to say. And how he's more buff and all this stuff because he's around two celestial beings, and he's getting the power from them. And so Mantis and Peter are both basically celestial beings, half celestial beings. And then they had the Power Stone, and then they were around all this different energy and everything. And he just kind of grew into this stronger Groot form and everything.
I'm down with it. We don't really know anything about a species, so
exactly.
I mean, there's nothing really to this story. No stakes or anything. They have two pretty good musical numbers that admittedly go a little too long for me.
Yeah, they are a little long, but that's it's James Gunn. I'm fine with it.
But Kevin Bacon,
Kevin Bacon is
of all people,
they could bring him back at some point too to fight in Secret Wars. That'd be so funny.
That'd be great. Yeah,
that'd be so funny.
And then Mantis. Mantis is Peter's sister now.
Yes. Half sister. Yeah.
Yes, I could probably guess that. But now it's kind of cool that it's confirmed.
I did like that. Yeah. It was. It was nice.
Yeah.
It was a nice special.
I wouldn't doubt that James Gunn was kind of trying to be smart about it, because that might have been some exposition that might be important for Guardians 3 that he could just get out of the way with this one.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, that is wrapping up all of our movies and specials and TV show for
we kind of ran the gamut this time.
Yeah, we just went a little bit of everything here. Now it's time for our top 10 movies of the year. So, I'm going to start with number 10 here. What's your number 10 here?
Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
Okay.
I liked it better than the first one. Everyone,
I agree.
is all like, I guess I didn't, looking back this year, I don't think I've seen too many new movies. So that might be because a lot of these ones are kind of like, really? But, I just didn't see that many movies and but I think Black Panther for Wakanda Forever is a really decent movie. They gave it 4 stars.
Yeah, it was up there.
Something like that. What did I give it on the pod? Do you remember?
I don't. I think you were giving it like a
75, I think, 80. Something like
in that range. I think I gave it like an 80 something as well. I don't know.
They honored Chadwick. They told a decent story about grief with Shuri. Introduced Namor pretty well. Not too much wrong with it, but not too much like blew me out of the water great, So, but yeah, that's why it's 10.
My number 10, Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
Oh, really?
It was such a fun movie.
That was pretty fun.
I watched it with James, and it was so like out of left field, and it was a lot funnier than I thought it was going to be. Like, it was kind of like,
yeah,
I didn't expect the all the weird shit they had going on with it, but I thought it was gonna be more like a kids thing, just like, oh, this is the kids thing. It wasn't necessarily just a kids thing. It was
by Lonely Island. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Andy Samberg. I fucking love Andy Samberg. All right.
Yeah, I saw that movie with Mike because he was really excited to watch it. We watched that on like the premiere, like the opening day or whatever on Disney Plus.
Yep.
Because he loves that.
Apparently, I don't know. All right.
I get Hellraiser 2022.
I didn't see that one.
I'm not a Hellraiser fan. Mm-hmm. And, so leading up, I was just looking for movies to watch during Halloween season. And I was excited for this one because the trailer looked really interesting. And I liked the director, I forgot his name, David Bruckman, is that his name? He did The Night House, which I thought was a really interesting movie. And then he also, he did some other movie that I watched. I really liked it. He's a solid kind of up and coming, like another Dan Trachtenberg / Mike Flanagan kind of guy. And I watched the original Hellraiser and the second one to prepare for this movie, and I didn't like it. I didn't like the originals pretty much at all. I thought they were like, I
think they're very like weird. I've seen the first one and I don't really remember it because that shows how memorable it is.
Yeah.
But it's all right.
It's like Pinhead is an iconic movie character, but his movie is not an iconic movie, if that makes sense. Like, Halloween is an iconic movie plus Michael Myers. Like,
same thing with Friday the 13th. They're both iconic in their own ways. I mean,
yeah, because Friday the 13th just really popularized, really nailed that head on the head, like killing a bunch of characters in a fun way.
Machete in the head. Yeah.
And then Nightmare on Elm Street, I think, is the kind of overall best kind of like entertaining movie / iconic horror villain.
Yep, I agree with that.
But yeah, Hellraiser 2022 really kind of rebooted it in a way that's like with modern sensibilities and like a modern way or better streamlined version of storytelling. Where like I was really engaged and like interested in like the backstory of all these Cenobites and like there's like they added like the lore of like the sequence of the puzzle box coming together and like they kind of go through the sequence and then you get like a wish at the end of the sequence or whatever, but you have to sacrifice however many people for that. And it's like the main girl's she's an addict. And so she's kind of trying to overcome that with, there's a twist and turns, villains and stuff. So it's like a lot more there than you would expect or like the original movie was. Because the original one was just like, this guy has like a weird like sex kink and he like wants to like feel, things a little too much. And then he dies and then he gets resurrected by somebody putting their blood on cutting themselves or something, and then so he gets resurrected kind of, but then he needs to get his girlfriend or his one night stand or whatever lady to kill a bunch of people so he can absorb their energy. It's really stupid and dumb and not a good movie, but this one
I don't even remember that.
tells a story. I don't know. It's hard to explain. But yeah, I really liked it. Yeah.
Okay. My number 9, Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
Cool. So,
as you just said,
liked it more than me.
I did. I thought it was really well done. And for what it was, like, there were some things we didn't really need, like, Shuri. Or, I mean, not Shuri.
Yeah, we don't need the main character or anything.
Riri. Yeah, we don't need Shuri.
She's all right.
But yeah, no, I like how she struggled with grief and all that with, when Chadwick died and everything, and how she took up the mantle was really well done. All the stuff behind the scenes that they had to do to prepare for this movie to actually get it to work, like rewriting the whole script and everything.
Yeah.
Everything that went into this movie, it really it ended up shining through. So yeah, it was great.
Yeah. My numbers, are we on 7? No, 8.
Yes,
And
8.
8. I can't fucking count. Bodies.
See, I was thinking about putting this one on there.
Oh, so you've seen it.
I have seen it.
Did you like the end? Yeah. It's either love it or hate it, right? Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah. No, I get you. I liked it because, should we spoil it or like...
well, yeah. I mean,
So, the end, basically nobody... Everyone was just paranoid and ended up killing themselves somehow.
Yeah.
Based on, Pete Davidson accidentally killing himself in the beginning. So, but it's kind of domino effect. I thought it was really funny because it's these guys are all idiots,
and they really thought something was going on when nothing was really going on.
Yeah, nobody's out to get them or anything,
Paranoia, it's
Yeah.
a fickle thing, and it's great.
Yeah, I thought it was, and it was also kind of really funny. Especially the ones scene where the girl was, I could relate to it so hard because it's because she had a real true crime podcast.
Yeah.
And I'm just oh, I know the struggle, man. She's nobody listens to us. And I'm trying my best. I'm doing all my research. And I'm yo, me too.
Oh.
It's just really funny.
It feels like you really related to this movie.
I did. I really did. And then, I liked her character too, because she's just stop, you're silencing me. And all the stupid kind of the talking points and buzzwords.
Yeah.
It's just so, if we finally were making fun of Gen Z, but on an actual decent level, So yeah, it was a really fun movie.
Yeah, I agree. My number 8, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Okay, yeah.
This was in my top 5 for the first roundup. I think it was number 4 or 5, 3 or 4.
Yeah, we did that for that one, right?
Yes. It got pushed back, but it's still such a funny movie. Pedro Pascal and Nick Cage, A+ combo. I loved both of them in this movie. I mean, it's hard to hate Pedro Pascal at this point.
Yeah.
And Nick Cage, because he's Nick Cage.
I liked how he's self-aware, though.
Yeah, he's self-aware, and then ends up making this whole movie into a movie at the end. And then,
it's because of course he would,
It's so funny, and the ending reminded me a lot of The Disaster Artist.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just had that feeling because they were in the movie theater and everything, and they were I don't know if they were making fun of that at that point, but kind of comparing him to Tommy Wiseau. But it's kind of,
if Tommy Wiseau was an actual genius.
yeah.
But I don't want to say Nick Cage is a genius. It's hard to explain. He's very much an enigma when it comes to.
That's the word. I read an article that he thought he was an alien at one point while he was a kid. He didn't think he was from Earth.
At this point, just fucking go for it.
I was what?
Yeah.
My dude.
He's so entertaining to watch, and he just fucking goes for it every time. There is no
There's no 90%. It's always 100%.
It's always 100. Yeah.
He gives it his all. All right, what do you got for 7?
Glass Onion.
Okay.
A Knives Out mystery. Nice. Yeah. Ryan Johnson, I don't like him personally. But he can
He's
tell.
starting to come around to you, I think.
Yeah, he can tell a pretty damn good whodunit. And, because that's where subversion of expectations are kind of needed to make it interesting, so you're oh, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
But I was expecting to not expect that. Not in my Star Wars movie. Anyway. So, yeah, it was really good. The little things here and there that I didn't like, especially that monologue from Edward Norton. And I've looked into this a little bit. I also was listening to a podcast for Knives Out, and I've been coming up with questions that I don't think are answered in each of those movies, and that kind of destroys a lot of the movie.
What's that?
Like, so Glass Onion, I brought it up in the podcast where why would Edward Norton or Miles Braun send one of the puzzle boxes to a dead person that he knows is dead that he personally killed?
Yeah.
That's the impetus for the whole movie. I'm willing to let it go if like there's some sort of like he was doing it because he's dumb and he was trying to cover his tracks in a dumb way or some shit like that.
I mean, he is pretty dumb, so it kind of would make sense. It would make sense.
Yeah, I don't think that was explicitly said in the movie.
No.
So that's what I'm a little confused about. And then in Knives Out, it might have been answered. I haven't seen it in a while, but there's a plot point where Marta's mother's, immigration policy or like immigration status comes into play where she's illegal. That kind of just goes away, so when Marta wins at the end, where she gets everything in the will and shit, the Thrombies are obviously pissed at her. So what's stopping them from turning her mother in? And ruining her life.
Well, she's rich now. Well, Marta's rich now, so she can kind of push that through.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like that.
It's a whole.
It's not brought
commentary on the wealthy and everything. I think that's more of what it is. Like they can get away with a lot of shit, just like it is in the second one, Glass Onion. So I mean, I think that's.
I'm willing to let it go because it's still a good movie. I'm just like, I just wish it was answered.
That's my
in some way.
on it.
And nobody else is really. I looked it up. Nobody's really bringing up these questions. I don't think either are people not looking into it or is it answered and I'm just missing something? I don't know.
Well, Ryan, if you're listening.
Yeah, Ryan, if you're listening to this very small time podcast who shits on you literally every episode, you're good in your corner. I like you in your corner, but Anyway, good movie, and that's my number 6.
Yeah,
7. 10, 9, 8, 7. It's my number 7.
Number 7 for me, Smile. I thought Smile was also I thought it was really fun. It was a fun movie. It was very It Follows. It was literally the whole plot of It Follows, pretty much to a T almost. Except it
was more entertaining than It Follows.
Gory
I didn't like it.
That's exactly what it was. That's what you want in these movies. And at the end where she was just like fighting this. I don't even know what the fuck was going on at the end of that movie. I was just like,
it's like her mom, but
what is going on?
Yeah.
At this point,
I thought it was just ridiculous and in just the right way.
And then now her boyfriend is gonna continue the whole thing, or her ex-boyfriend is gonna continue the whole thing.
Yeah,
it's a cool setup for a franchise. Like it is.
Yeah.
But
I think
the whole marketing campaign for the movie too. I mean,
that I think is. Someone needs to get a promotion for that. Yeah. I think that was the most genius marketing plan in a while.
Yep.
Like, going to just like different like baseball games and just smiling creepily at the camera, just doing the Kubrick stare.
In LA and they did it in New York.
Yeah.
So
it generated a lot of hype and it worked. Like, the movie itself, you have to go into it knowing it's a dumb horror movie. It's not Hereditary, It's not prestige horror, but it's kind of just a right straight down the middle. You're gonna have fun with this movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Exactly.
So yeah.
All right.
My number 6, The Batman.
The Batman.
The Batman.
Okay.
3 hours long.
3 hours long.
That's pretty much the only thing negative I can say about it.
Really? Okay.
It's just way too long.
It's too long? All right.
Because it feels like it ends at like the 2 hour mark and then we have a whole other hour.
Yeah, I get it.
That would have been a good kind of like, because like, I don't know, if you want to go like street level, like dingy, I feel like you would do the Batman corruption mob story first. Mm-hmm. But then they have to add in the Riddler, who wants to kill the corrupt people too. But like you're still doing like the two sides of the same coin story at the same time. So I mean, it's a little bit of two mixed stories. It works just barely. You know what I mean? But
yeah. I mean, I do have this a little further up on the list, so I'll explain my stuff when we get to it. But it's
I like the atmosphere. I think that's the biggest thing. I really got the vibe.
Young Batman doing stuff like year 1 or 2 Batman, it's cool
he's
to
still
see.
Learning his like this is an origin for Bruce Wayne instead of Batman, because he's still trying to learn how to do Bruce Wayne by the end of this movie.
Exactly.
So because that's the whole thing where he's
yeah.
And actually this is actually that was the first video podcast that we ever did.
Podcast, the Batman. Yep.
Yeah. So
all right, number 6 for me, Bullet Train. I had such a hard time going between number 5 and 6 and where I wanted to put them. But yeah, Bullet Train is such a fun movie. Like, I'm glad we did a podcast on this one because it was just such a wild ride. It's another Brad Pitt fucking masterpiece.
Brad Pitt, I think he might be my favorite actor.
Really?
Yeah, I like him in almost
At
everything I
least
see him in.
Brad Pitt.
Yeah, I wasn't that tuned into his old stuff.
Yeah.
Other than Fight Club and Mr. and Mrs. Smith, maybe. Yeah. But like recently, like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, this movie, and like he was in some other shit too. I don't know. I like him in everything, really.
But yeah, Brad Pitt and Aaron Taylor Johnson in this, like, man.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was Aaron Taylor Johnson when we watched the movie.
Really?
Yeah, I think I mentioned that on the podcast.
That's awesome.
I was like,
Who is this guy?
Who is this guy? He's so fucking funny. And I was like, oh, it's Aaron Taylor Johnson. Because like I only recognize him from fucking from Avengers: Age of Ultron. That's the only thing I recognize from him. It looks completely different from that movie.
I know him from Kick-Ass.
Yes, yeah, I never watched Kick-Ass.
Yeah. Which Evan Peters is in that too, in like a minor role, which is really interesting.
It's really funny.
But yeah, I love their dynamic.
Yeah.
I love Lemon. I love
the Thomas the Tank Engine thing.
Like, he's the Diesel. You know, it's just so much stupid bullshit in a movie. And that's the kind of the trend of my list right now. It's just I'm having fun this year. You know,
and then Michael Shannon showing up at the end, just
what the fuck? I was hoping for Keanu Reeves
the whole time.
I was really hoping for Keanu Reeves, but I'm glad it was Michael Shannon too.
Yep.
You know?
And then what's her face? The Prince. She was really good too. Like I forget what's her name?
Joey King.
Joey King. Yeah, she was really good in that role.
Yeah.
And then oh my god, fucking Percy Jackson.
Yeah. Okay, you know, where has he been? He's been fucking on a farm for 10 years and he just shows up in this movie.
It's an off the rails, legit off the rails movie. And it's probably, I think it was the most fun movie of the year, I'd say.
Oh, I have to disagree with you there, but
it seems like everyone had fun making that movie too.
Oh yeah, it seems like that's one of those movies where like I really want to be on set. For that. Actually, well, that's my number 5.
Okay, so let's continue talking about it.
Yes, weak links maybe are like the dad who's like son who falls off the thing. He didn't really need to be there. I did like the Grand Master or whatever you call him at the end.
I forget
that one actor who's in like who just plays all of like the wise, like he's like the new Pat Morita. You know, he just plays all the wise Asian men in all the movies now. And then, what else? Yeah, it was just a fun, stupid movie. It was like Deadpool without Deadpool. Oh, Ryan Reynolds is in it.
I mean, yeah, it's David Leitch. Like he's the director. So, yeah.
I love it. Like, Brad Pitt, Ladybug. He's such a Dante. He's like, I wasn't even supposed to be here. This wasn't even my assignment.
I don't even know you,
dude. Like
fucking Bad Bunny too. Such a fun movie. My number 5, which I had a hard time going between 6 and 5, Barbarian. So
okay.
That movie again. The only thing with that was it just kept me on the edge of my seat the whole time.
Yeah, it's rare for a horror movie to do that recently.
And it's so well done and so well layered, as we already talked about. So that's all I really have to say about it. So number 4.
Number 4, Elvis.
I still didn't see that one.
I saw this in theaters, and it's a very sappy, touching, especially towards the end. So I left the theater feeling like, oh man, we lost an icon. You know what I mean? Like that kind of feeling. Mm-hmm. But I do think it tells a pretty decent. Baz Luhrmann is very kind of like love him or hate him director. Like Great Gatsby. I like the movie, but I don't necessarily like his style. You know?
Yeah, then there's Tom Hanks being Tom Hanks with it. He should not do accents. Tom Hanks should never do accents.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get the whole Tom Hanks thing. I really don't get the hype.
No.
He's kind of like the female Meryl Streep.
I just watched Polar Express in the last week, and I wanted to kill myself. So,
dude, I hate that movie.
Yeah.
Unpopular opinion, I despise that movie.
Letterboxd rankings, I gave it a 1.5. So,
yeah, I think it's Sep's favorite movie or favorite Christmas movie, right? Didn't she say that on the podcast? What do you know?
Hope not. But I was talking to do.
Austin Butler did such a good job. Like, if we're talking, I think he outdoes Rami Malek when it comes to playing real life people. He outdoes him completely.
There's a new thing going around that Austin Butler wants to be the Human Torch in the Fantastic Four movie.
Okay, yeah.
I think he could do a good job with it. It'd be a different one than we're used to with Chris Evans, but like, yeah, I think he could do it.
Yeah.
It also might be like kind of pushing him down in a way, though, if he does go for that role. Like, I feel like he's like an up and comer. Like,
he's like getting swallowed up by the machine. You know,
don't do that. Like, keep doing your thing. Like, keep doing these dramas if you want to make it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's easier to get to the top than stay there. So I mean,
well, it's like either you do at this point. It's either you do like really good art or you do the money makers. Timothée Chalamet, I think, is kind of riding the line there because Dune has the potential to make a shit ton of money. So it's like a big blockbuster franchise movie, but it's still like a prestige kind of artsy thing, you know, especially with Denis Villeneuve behind it. So Austin Butler, he could definitely have that kind of career trajectory, and especially it'd be kind of interesting because he'd be kind of like a Robert Pattinson, where he comes from that kind of franchise Disneyland thing because he started off in Disney Channel and Nickelodeon shit, and now he's like becoming an actual actor.
Well, this Ellis movie took a toll on Austin Butler though too. So I mean, like,
yeah, well, he was stuck in the accent for what, like a year or something after he made it. So
it wasn't even just that. Like, he was like mentally, this one just like fucked him up. Like,
yeah,
I could.
Oh, he's one of those. He's gonna be a method actor.
Yeah,
I don't like method actors, man. I think it's just an excuse to be a douchebag, you know?
Heath Ledger.
It killed him, you know?
And Jared Leto.
Fuck Jared Leto, man. Whatever.
Anyway, so number 4 for me, though, Top Gun Maverick. So,
you think
I didn't want to see
Bullet Train's the most fun movie of the year?
Yes.
Really?
100%.
Yeah.
Maverick was really well done. Very well done. It took so long to make this movie, and they did a great job with it. I've never been a Tom Cruise fan, but this movie, I mean, it wasn't necessarily all about him though. Like, it was about
more about Rooster.
Yeah. And then all the other people. The action sequences, just all the fighter jet sequences, like, they were all practical for the most part. Like, not like probably 80-85% practical. And fuck, man, like, just the cinematography and everything that went behind that movie, just fantastic.
I mean, we gushed about, or I gushed about this movie in the last Roundup episode.
Yeah.
I love this movie, you know, and spoilers, it's coming up on my list, but we're on 3?
Yeah, we're on 4.
4. No, my 4 was Elvis.
Oh yeah, we're on 3. We are on 3 now. Yes. Sorry.
All right. Barbarian.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So, like, anything else we haven't really talked about with that one? Because we talked about that a lot this episode.
Nothing else I can really say. I just, I gave it 4.5 stars. It is my favorite horror movie of the year. It was just really well done. It surprised me, and I'm excited to see what Zach, whatever the fuck his name is. I'm sorry, I don't know your name, but whitest kid you know guy. Sorry, you're gonna be remembered like that. I'm excited for what you do next. So
okay. Number 3 for me, The Batman. So
okay, it's
kind of staying in that same area it was 6 months ago when we did the other Roundup episode. So it's like the 2-3 range. As you mentioned, like, it's good, but it is 3 hours long. I loved the fact that we got the street level Batman. The Riddler, holy shit. You didn't know the Riddler could be that fucking crazy. And it was really well done. We did not need the Joker scene, as I've mentioned many times before.
Yeah, it's probably the other kind of thing I would take out.
Yes.
The only other con.
But everything else, Robert Pattinson, he's Batman. He's fucking Batman.
He nailed it.
He really did. And I thought I loved Ben Affleck as Batman. I thought I loved Christian Bale as Batman.
Yeah.
I'm really starting to like Robert Pattinson as Batman. I've seen this movie 3 times now, I believe, and dude, he's really good. He's a great mix of both.
I think the only weird thing with casting is having Andy Serkis be Alfred. It might be one of the only things I would change.
It's weird, but it's not bad. It's not a bad thing.
He's not bad.
Because it's like the Gotham version of Alfred that we got. Like, it's younger Batman and younger Alfred, because Alfred was a war hero. Remember that in some comic lines. And that's what I think they're going for in this one.
I would just kind of want to have somebody who's more of like a Christopher Lee kind of person, you know?
Okay. But, hey, it is what it is. And if we get to see some badass Alfred and Batman team up, hell, dude, that'd be so cool.
That would be pretty cool.
And then, I'm excited to see where they go in this next one. And we got the Penguin series coming up. We got the Arkham series coming up. I don't know if they're the same thing or not, but
that'd be cool.
Yeah. So
one thing I just wish they would do with DC, or specifically Batman and Spider-Man, have a big budget movie type budget for a show. Imagine having multiple seasons, 5-6 seasons of Batman fighting crime. You have different story arcs, just like the comics. That would be more clearly related to the comic books than what they're doing with the MCU, where they do movie to movie.
Yeah,
it's just, it feels so, because like as I mentioned in the Batman podcast, we don't ever get to see one version of Batman really have a storied career of being Batman. It's all like, because he counts his years. This is year 2 Batman at the start of this franchise. I want to see him get up to year 10.
Well,
be
Dark Knight trilogy kind of did that, if you think about it.
No, it didn't.
What do you mean?
He had one movie. He had one movie where he's like learning to be an origin story.
Yeah.
6 months later, he fights the Joker, and then the next movie, he's out of commission for 8 years.
That's the end of his career. Exactly.
He had a 1-year career.
Right, yeah.
And then came back.
Yeah, so like we didn't see any of the in between Dark Knight and
but nothing happens in Dark Knight Rises. They established he's been gone for 8 years.
Exactly. So
you know what I mean?
Yeah. All right.
Imagine having like an entire show where he's Batman and he gets to the point where he's grizzled from the start. He's fresh, and then he gets grizzled by the end of the show. I like that. I want to see that.
It's hard to do. You got to.
I know. It's because it doesn't make
movies too. Like
Yeah, but I'm saying if you want to do justice to the story and the character of Batman, that's how you do it.
True. Very true.
That's my 2 cents.
All right. What's your number 2?
Number 2 is Top Gun Maverick.
Shocker.
The most fun movie I have seen this year. I instantly bought it on 4K. I was so blown away. I saw this movie on a whim, so my expectations were very low. I'd seen trailers and like hype for this movie 5-6 years ago. I was working at fucking FYE when I saw the first trailer for this movie. I had no expectations seeing this movie. I'm like, this is just going to be a shitty thing. It's way past its prime, and they blew me the fuck away. I can't describe how much I love this movie. This is how you do a legacy sequel. They've been trying to nail this formula for like 6 years now, and this is how you do it. Bring in old characters, tell a new story, and maybe even hand it off to the next generation.
Nice.
So outstanding movie. I think I gave it 5 stars on my Letterboxd. I love this movie.
Good for you. Number 2, Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery.
Wait, is your number 2?
Number 2.
Okay.
Yep. And nothing else to be said about that one either, because we've talked about that one before.
Yep.
Number 1, we know we
both have it. Yeah. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Yep.
The best movie of the year.
Hands down.
Yeah.
Best movie of the year.
I've gushed about this on the last Roundup episode. It was, I think at the time it stayed my number 1 since I've seen it. I don't know what else to say. It's so good.
It's got the heart. It's got the action. It's got the comedy. It's got literally everything you want in a movie. Yeah. And
it's an experience.
So well balanced, so well layered.
Yeah.
Like, we get what's his face, Short Round. I don't remember his actual. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I don't know his name.
But like, we get him getting a career comeback in this, and he's going in new movies now. Like,
yeah,
it's so cool to see, and just.
Yeah, exactly.
There's nothing else.
You can't describe it. It's just so good. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It'll literally. I said it before. It'll cure your depression.
Yeah.
It grabs you and brings you down to the depths of apathy, and then it gives you something to like live for. I think this movie might actually change somebody's life. Like, it might save them if they're thinking about doing something.
Honestly.
And my favorite scene is a scene with two fucking rocks with googly eyes on them.
Dude, right?
Like-
that scene is so well done.
Yeah, I had this thought the other day where I'm just like, how it's really cool how like you can tell an entire story, like an entire journey if you do it right, in 2 hours. So 2 hours of my living time, real time, I can have an entire like experience of somebody else's life and somebody's story, and then go on with my day afterward. And that only took 2 hours.
Honestly, this
you know?
might be the best movie in years. This
Yeah.
might be the best movie in years.
Yeah.
Like the past 2,
Yeah, I'd say
3, 4 years.
I had to look at the movies that came out in like the past 5 years, but yeah, I'd say it's definitely up there. It's top 3.
My God.
Yeah.
If this thing doesn't like win book solid at the Oscars this year,
It has to sweep.
I have no hope for any of the Oscar stuff anymore. And the little hope that I had left to begin with.
The thing is, the thing we haven't even mentioned, it's such a diverse cast, and that's what Hollywood is looking for. So I think it will sweep just because of that. It checks all the boxes as well as telling a very good story. So
Yeah.
it'll do numbers. It'll do definitely awards and stuff. So
All right, well, what a year for movies. What a fucking
crazy.
for movies.
Yeah, I still don't think this year beats like 2018 or 2019
Yeah.
when it comes to movies, because there were so many fucking bangers in
But
those
it's
2 years.
It's the best in the last few, though.
Yeah,
And I'm glad to see things are getting back to where they should be. And hell yeah, I'm fucking God. I'm so happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a fun little chat we had about it. Anything else you have to say?
No, just, I'm excited for stuff that are related to a lot of these movies, like the next the sequels or part of the franchise. What's coming next? So
Yeah, I'm sure when we have one of our next few movies, either Avatar or Babylon, we're going to talk about movies we're excited for next year. We're running out of time right now, though, so we're kind of
we're packed right now. We got a packed schedule for the end of the year.
We do, and so we're Seen It Before. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok with the handle @SeenItBeforecast. That's SCENE It Beforecast, and on Twitter with the handle SIB_pod. I'm Dan.
I'm Danny, and you nailed it that time.
I know.
I'm Danny. You can find me on Instagram at Danny_Was, my Letterboxd and Serialized at DJ Was, or my YouTube channel, which is just Danny Was. And pay attention to the next few episodes for the end of the year and the end of the season. And then, we got some pretty exciting stuff coming next season. Like, we already planned most of it.
Yeah, I mean, next season's not starting for another few months, but I mean,
Yeah.
Next year starting a few weeks at this point. So, got a lot to look forward to, especially Oppenheimer. I'm really excited for
Super
that one.
excited for
First
that.
Nolan one I've been excited for in a long time.
I guess when we see Avatar in theaters, I guess if you see it in IMAX or RPX, there's a special trailer specifically for Oppenheimer.
I'm not seeing that shit in IMAX.
You're not?
No!
That's the way to see it. That's like the whole point.
We have fake IMAX here. We don't
Yeah,
have real
well,
IMAX.
RPX is like, it's sort of like
It's
the...
fake IMAX.
It is fake IMAX, but like I'm pretty sure the trailer will show that. So like,
Fine.
you already got the ticket. I'm just letting you know.
I don't have a ticket because I didn't go the other day. So I'm going to have to get
Well,
a
you
new
don't
ticket.
have a... Oh shit!
Yeah. So we'll
You're
see.
gonna have a pain in the dick getting that ticket.
That's fine. We'll see.
All right.
All right. Well, anyway, it's been an honor as usual. We'll see you next time.